If your cleverness served you in the past, your rethinking will serve you in the future. Think Again by Adam Grant is a book on changing your mind on purpose. It teaches you how to release old assumptions when you no longer need them, how to refresh ideas with improved evidence, and how to argue with others who disagree with you without turning the room into a battlefield. Rethinking is not weakness. Rethinking is a superpower for a rapidly changing world. We were all complimented on having answers. This book encourages us to be proud of good questions. It cautions us against three mindsets that stifle growth: the preacher who defends beliefs as sacred, the prosecutor who attacks to win, and the politician who says, whatever gets approved. Grant invites a fourth mindset, the scientist. The scientist tests small, seeks data, and revises views when the data shifts. This modest change lowers ego and increases learning. Chapter 1 begins with a gentle truth. Thoughts are tools, not trophies. Something that worked last year will not work this year. If we cling because we're proud, we get stuck. Rethinking starts with acknowledging the feeling of knowing. When the mind says, I'm sure, pause and ask, how do I know? What would change my mind? This small question opens a window. It opens space for new facts to enter. It also quiets arguments. When we show we can change our mind, others are at ease to rethink too. Grant tells stories about professionals who didn't see big shifts because they were attached to their original thinking. Intelligent individuals get hurt the most because they're adept at building reasons to support their position. The way out is to separate self from belief. I was wrong does not mean I am wrong. It means I learned. Make it a habit. Write a short list of beliefs you hold dear and add a line. Evidence that would lead me to update. This flips identity from the person who is right to the person who learns. Chapter 2 teaches the scientist mentality. In the scientist mode, we handle opinions as drafts. We experiment in small steps. We try, learn, and refine. We love being shown a better way because it saves us time and suffering. This mode is active and inquiring, not passive and critical. It seeks evidence and searches for disconfirming facts, the facts that might show us up. Because those facts allow us to refine the plan before the world does. How do we activate scientist mode on a daily basis? Start with confident humility. Confident is that we think we can do it, but humble is that we know we can get it wrong. We speak clearly but leave room for learning. We say, for example, I could be wrong. Here is what I think and why, and what would you notice that I don't? We also have a second scorecard. The first scorecard is results. The second is quality of thinking. Did I seek good opposing arguments? Did I change my mind with new data? Did I avoid the temptation to score points? That second scorecard makes the first one better over time. When new evidence arises, update as a scientist. A small new fact can nudge the view a little bit. A big new fact can reverse it. Develop a habit of thinking that updating is a win. Say, thanks, that sharpens the plan. This builds a culture where accuracy beats ego. Chapter 3 makes us think differently on the job and in teams. Most teams charge out with initial ideas and never look back to see if the world changed. The solution is simple rituals. Do pre-mortems. Before launching a project, pretend that it has failed and ask why. This sows seeds of doubt when there is still time to repair. Do post-mortems. After a project, ask what worked and what didn't without blame. Share the lessons. Create challenge networks. A few people who are honest and kind, who will tell you when your idea has holes. They're not critics for fun, they're actual friends who want the work to be better. Leaders can lead by example by being willing to say, here are 2 reasons why I might be wrong, and thanking good news. Teams can bring in a red team for big decision times. One team tries to argue the opposite side to test the plan. Meetings can have a single round in which junior perspectives are heard first, so the room isn't fixed on the boss's perspective. When individuals understand that it takes courage to change your mind, honesty rises and mistakes fall. Reconsidering enhances negotiation. Instead of contesting more, question more effectively. Instead of saying you're wrong, say, what would it take for you to notice this risk? Instead of saying here's why I'm right, say, how would we validate this in a cheap, fast manner? People guard their identity, provide them with a safe way to catch up without losing face. Chapter 4 shows how to communicate across deep differences, politics, values, identity, without turning it into a battle. We aren't attempting to win the argument. We are attempting to listen, find common ground, and plant seeds for future reconsideration. Start with listening. Real listening is to say, can you tell me more? And to paraphrase, so you're worried about. People feel at ease when they are heard. Second, find shared values. Maybe both value freedom, safety, or fairness, but in different ways. Paraphrase after me. We both value safety. We disagree about the best means of having it. This shifts the dynamic from enemies to allies with a dilemma. Then use open-ended questions. What would have to change for you to see it differently? Are there any situations where you think the other method would work? Shaming and sarcasm both lead to minds closing. Grant also recommends complexifying. Few issues are black and white. Tell a story of nuance, where a simple rule did not work, but a mixed strategy did. Describe how your own thinking shifted. That sets a precedent of questioning as the default. People reflect the tone in the room, get the room comfortable with questioning. Chapter 5 concerns parenting and education, teaching rethinking as a life skill. Praise children only for being right, they fear mistakes. Praise them for curiosity, effort, and updates. They learn to try and to adapt. Use phrases such as, "I like the way you revised your answer when you found a better reason," or "let's test it and see." Ask students in class to write the best argument against my position, then see what they learned. On homework, include a reflection line. What surprised me? What I changed my mind about? What I still wonder? Grade process periodically, not only final answers. At home, be a model of curiosity. Admit when you don't know, say, "Let's look it up," or "Let's try a little test." Get children to question and devise simple experiments. Protect time for reading, making, and talk without screens. Thinking again needs quiet and play. It needs space for boredom to create ideas. If a child has a firm opinion, say, "What would make you update?" They may not change now, but you are showing the door to be ajar. If that's something you wish to do but it seems hard, take one test tomorrow. Pick one plan or a belief you hold. Write one thing that could possibly change your mind. Ask one smart person who disagrees to make the best case. Then choose whether you will update a little, a lot, or not yet, and write why. One sincere reconsideration can change a week. Chapter 6 makes reconsidering a habit of daily life, small things that anyone can do. Start the day with a 10-second intention. Today, I will look for one chance to learn and one opportunity to catch up. During meetings, inquire, what would make this wrong? Or, what did we learn from the last experience? In making decisions, ask for one solid outside opinion before you make a decision. In conflict, aim for curious and kind, not smart and mean. At the close of the day, write one sentence about what you reconsidered today, no matter how small. This keeps the muscle engaged. Shield identity from delicate perfection. Invest in pride in being a learner. If someone does finally prove you wrong, thank them as a helper, not a competitor. Have a small disagree memo habit. When you say no to an idea, write down your reasons and the evidence that would make you change your mind. Review it later. Most of the time you will be glad you kept a door open. Use design of the environment. Read those who oppose you but reason well. Follow at least one source that surprises you without being abusive. Rotate leadership in your group so others take the lead sometimes. Conduct small experiments. A/B test email. Pilot a new process in one small team, or experiment with a different script in a conversation. When you approach life as a laboratory, outcomes teach more than arguments. Finally, be gracious. Reconsideration is draining. You won't get it right. No one does. Be soft in tone. Work in breaks. Laugh at your old confidence periodically. The goal is not to doubt everything. The goal is to keep beliefs lightly held and revise them as better maps come along. Think Again, Why Knowing is Not Enough. Think Again is a book about staying smart on the go. Thoughts are tools, not trophies. The scientist mind, curious, test and learn, open to updating, beats the preacher, prosecutor, and politician in a changing world. Rethink alone to make your plans good. Rethink with teams to avoid blind spots. Rethink with people who disagree to discover truth you can't see alone. Teach children to update with pride. Build small daily habits that make rethinking the new normal, not the exception. When we do this, we make fewer stubborn mistakes. We learn and grow faster, and we converge on the truth together. If this gave you one thing to do, tap like as a gentle yes, and subscribe if you'd like a calm corner each week to practice rethinking with us. Share this with a friend who enjoys learning. Tomorrow, choose one belief, write what would convince you, and invite one person to give it a try with you. Let's learn to rethink together.